Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review of the all-new Zion 3. So let's go. So right in front of me is the Zion 3 in this mud splatter colorway, or the design is actually mud splatter. This is the first colorway that came out of the Zion 3, and they actually, Jordan Brand actually took a big leap from the Zion 1, 2, and comparing it with the 3, it's a huge difference. So let's talk about that. But first, let's talk about the upper material of the Zion 3. It features like a fuse mesh upper, which is not bad. It kind of goes away to the theme or the style of the Zion, which on the Zion 2 was my favorite because it looks very old schoolish compared to the Zion 1 and the 3. The 3 and the 1 kind of look similar in terms of the design language. It's more futuristic, but personally I like the Zion 2 in terms of the design because it kind of looks bulky and it kind of looks more proportioned to Zion. Let me know if you agree with that. So the 3 is more futuristic with this fuse mesh upper, and what's nice about the upper of the Zion 3 is it's thin, it doesn't stretch, so it's very supportive. So even though it kind of looks like it doesn't have that much support on the upper, you can see on the toe area doesn't have that much there's no additional fusing here on the outside, but when you hold it, there's underlining material to give it a bit more durability. But as for the upper, it doesn't stretch. Even this mud splatter, it's just a design. Even if you took that out, it still won't stretch. And of course, another reason for the support on the Zion 3 is this plastic piece on the lateral side that goes up on the side wall. So even on the middle part, it is there. So it gives extra durability and support to the sneaker, and even this additional material that goes up is also caging your foot really well on the Zion 3, even though it really looks so narrow, especially on the top view. Look how narrow it is on the top view. So actually, the first time that I saw this, I was kind of not sure about it because I had a league game after I bought this and I was thinking of using it. So I ended up not using it first because I was kind of skeptical about the support of the Zion 3. But interestingly enough, even though this is so narrow, especially on the forefoot and midfoot, even on the bottom view, you can see how narrow it is. It is still stable, so I think this really does its job. This lateral outrigger on the forefoot and midfoot. So this is something rarely you can see on a basketball sneaker. There's an outrigger around the midfoot part of the sneaker, and it's not a gimmick. Actually, it was supportive. I was kind of surprised. So I didn't use it in the league game, and I just use it on my test runs. So that's why quite some time for me to review this, because I've been playing in a couple of league games, so I've been using my tried and tested sneakers that are stables instead of the Zion. So I just use this on my fun runs or the free runs where I can go and be relaxed on my games. So interesting enough, the stability on the lateral part is quite surprisingly good given how slim the Zion 3 is. It's slimmer than the KDs, and KDs usually is the slimmest ones that I can see from the Nike Jordan line. So that's why I keep on repeating that. But one thing that is kind of compromised because of how slim it is, especially the shape of the sneaker, is the first time that I wear it, I could really feel this plastic piece on the lateral part and medial part really hugging my midfoot. So I was noticing that when I was playing with it. So usually I don't want a sneaker to have that feeling where I have to look down and really feel that I'm wearing something. Usually a nice sneaker is something that you can wear and you wouldn't notice it when you're playing. But this plastic piece was kind of digging around my arch. So If you don't like that feeling, you should look for something else, because the Scion is really narrow, so I wouldn't recommend it for wide footer at all. Don't even try it, because you would have some numbness around the midfoot, especially in the medial part of the sneaker, where it really digs in your arch. So if you're a wide footer, stay away from the Zion 3, but if you have a narrow to standard foot, the Zion 3 will be good, and it's pretty stable for a very narrow sneaker. And one thing you need to do is really break in this plastic piece on the lateral and medial part. It will slowly lessen the feeling, but you will still feel it, but it's still there. So if you want more arch apart, I think you will like this if you have a narrow foot. And the arch apart here is something that you could really feel on the Zion 3. So that's a major thing. Wide footer, no go for the Zion 3. As for the tongue of the Zion 3, it's nicely padded, it's very comfortable. It has a traditional lacing system, doesn't have any cables going down, but I don't think it needs it because of how narrow the sneaker is already. So you don't need that at all when the sneaker is really hugging your foot right from the get-go. When you put your foot in, you will really feel that it's really snug. And as for the pillows, nice pillows on the Achilles, nice fluffy Achilles pillows compared to the Zion ones. So the Zion 3s and the 2s have very nice Achilles pillows. No heel slippage on the Zion 3s, and this plastic piece also runs at the back part of the Zion 3s. It goes up on the lateral and medial part and acts as heel containment to the Zion 3s for additional ankle support to the Zion 3. So overall, the Zion 3 support, it's still up to, of course, Zion's a really big dude, so he needs a ton of support. So even, like I said, it's a narrow sneaker, but this caters a lot of support for a very minimal designed sneaker. So really surprised with that. It's very nicely designed, but hopefully, I just wish that they made the shape a little bit more mass friendly for average Joe friendly, because it really has a very unique shape. So it doesn't go with all types of players. So it's for just a specific kind of player which has a narrow foot. Now, another huge department from the Zion 1 2 is of course the drop-in midsole that they use here on the Zion 3, which has a 4-foot zoom unit here and a plastic piece in the mid part. And the carrying foam is the Formula 23, which I really like the improvements of the Formula 23 compared to the first one that they used on the Luka ones. The Luka 2s and the Zion 3s has a very nice density of the Formula 23. It's very plush. It's quite bouncy. I like this better compared to the React foam that is on the Kobe 8 Pro Tours, because it has a bit more impact protection given that it's kind of low to the ground, and of course there's a bounciness in the forefoot. It's subtle, it's not the crazy bounce that you can feel, but if you're a heavier player, you would feel a little bit more of the zoom unit, the forefoot, and it needs a little bit of breaking time, especially because of the stability plate. Once you've broken in the stability plate of the midsole, you would feel the zoom in the forefoot a bit more, but don't expect too much bounce out of it. But there will be bounce and impact protection in the forefoot. For a minimal setup and a very low to the ground setup, it's pretty good. I like this, like I said, more compared to the ones in the Kobe 8 Pro Tours, which is the full length React foam. I just wish that they made this on the Kobe 8 Pro Tours. They put the zoom in at the forefoot and a stability plate in the middle. I guess because the Kobe 8 has a carbon fiber in the midfoot, you don't need the stability plate, but hopefully they put a zoom unit in the forefoot. And this won't fit in the Kobe 8s, fortunately, because look how narrow the shape is. So this wouldn't fit on even on the Series Player 1 2023, which is kind of narrow. This is a lot narrower compared to that sneaker. So like I said, it is not for everyone. But in terms of the cushioning, impact protection is good. Enough bounciness in the forefoot too. Now, as for the traction, it has a herringbone traction, the forefoot, and some spiral lines around the outside part of the traction. And the traction on a clean court has a good bite, but on a dusty floor, I played with this on my second run on a dusty floor and kind of picking up a lot of dust quickly. So I would say the traction is good on a clean court, but on a dusty court, it needs a lot of wipe. So average traction on this, I wish that it was similar to the Zion 2s, because the Zion 2's traction was really good. Even on a dusty floor, it was still gripping really nicely. I like the shape of it. It has a nice curve on the forefoot and on the heel too. For a drop-in midsole, it has a very nice curve to it. So the heel-to-toe transition on the Zion 3 is also very nice. As for the weight of the Zion 3, it's 420 grams, so pretty much on the light side. So like I said, this has a very minimal design to it. So they sheared away a lot of weight from the Zion 2s or the Zion 3s. It's a quick and very supportive sneaker, a very minimal looking, but has a ton of support for its design. So very nice in terms of support and durability. But like I said, however, the shape is not for all. The traction is good, it's not exceptional. So the midsole, although is very nice, but you couldn't switch it to your Kobe's, to your Player Ones. And I think it could fit on the WOW 8. I will try to fit it there, but I doubt it too, because the WOW 8 has a wider forefoot shape. So I think the midsole will kind of move inside. But I'll give you an update on that when I try it out. So let me know what you think about the Zion 3s. Have you played with them? Let me know how it feels. Drop me a comment down below. This has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.